What is going on, everybody? Welcome to not only the latest episode of the Legislative Director talking about legislative things, the 100th episode. We got a jumbo size one for you, just like the number 100. But first, here she is, as fresh-faced and as excited as she was in episode 1, Legislative Director Amber Marr. With her, as always, not the Legislative Director, Jason Thompson. I'm super excited to be here. Amber, first of all, I just want to, before we dive into things, because this is still going to be a bit of a normal show, though we got balloons.
I know, these look so great.
We had a new intro that was a little bit distracting to me, which was why I was a little late getting on here to do the intro. But this is a big episode, and just want to say thank you for your continued, like I said, enthusiasm for the show and passion for this project that we have here, mostly. And I'm excited to talk about a lot of things in this episode. It's a big one, and we don't have a whole lot of time to do it.
No.
But we appreciate you all sticking around through this episode because I think it's going to be a good one. So with that, let's talk about the premiere thing that happened this week.
It was the coffee cart week.
The coffee cart. It was our coffee cart week. Our legislative team was here to, drink some coffee, talk to legislators, do all sorts of fun stuff. Amber, give us a little bit of a rundown
Go
of
over
what that day's like.
Yeah, well, we had already kind of set it up last week.
Yes.
But our volunteer legislative team was here. We started the day at the State House by setting up. Our volunteers came over about 9:15. We started around 10 with all of our amazing donuts. We had Long's donuts.
So many donuts.
And then we had vegan and gluten-free. They're not vegan free, but they're gluten free and vegan.
The donuts were free of vegans.
Said that wrong. And those were from Parlor.
Okay.
And I think that they were delicious.
I did not have one, but I will take your word for it.
It was really good. And our coffee cart was from Tinker.
Yes. So that was
we love Tinker. Tinker has been with us for years.
Yeah, we were the OGs of the coffee cart. Yeah. And now you see them popping up all over at the State House for events. But, everybody knows. They know.
I don't think they're all Tinker, though.
I don't think they are. I don't think they are.
I'm a little biased. But
And look, people are just trying to get on our level. And, hey, guess what? Keep trying. You'll maybe get there. I doubt it, though. That was great.
Did you just say that the what's the phrase? If people copy you?
Oh, like imitation is the highest form of flattery?
Yes. There you go.
Yeah.
See, we're not mad.
I'm flattered. Mostly.
I thought you were going to say I'm mad.
Maybe.
I legit thought you were going to be like,
it's
I'm
fine.
Mad.
Well, good idea is a good idea.
No, that's exactly, yes.
And so I think Anna's going to put on we got some footage. We got some great stuff from it. Look at that. Well, that's okay. There we go. That's dinner.
So, I forgot. So on Monday, we had this debrief meeting where we also kind of stuffed all of our goodies that we gave away with information.
With the wallet and the coin holder that you saw in a previous episode.
And in the and in the coin holder, we put a chocolate quarter.
Yes.
Because I heard from one of our volunteers that said it also is bad luck if you give away like a money holder with no something inside of it.
Okay. And so we accommodated.
We did. It was great.
But that night before,
great. It was fabulous.
The night before, whole team went out to dinner.
Yeah, we went to Loftmiller's.
Great place.
Oh my goodness!
There it is.
Look at those donuts.
The donut shot.
That is a great picture. I could stop saying great.
It's an amazing picture of donuts.
I literally need to come up with a new word about great.
That shockingly fit in producer Anna's car.
I can't believe that.
Rolling deep with donuts. And
yes.
I think here we are several days later. This happened on Tuesday. We're recording on Thursday. Pretty sure her car still smells like donuts.
Oh, it does?
Which is, you know what? I think that's awesome.
I was going to say, I don't think that's a bad smell.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
So there we go. That's the shot of the entire legislative team, or mostly. I think we were missing one.
We're missing.
Was it
I think
Vicky?
Vicky.
We missed Vicky.
And then we forgot to retake it.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it was, super busy
Vicky,
day.
We'll get you next time.
This is us getting set up, it looks like.
Yep, we were on the third floor, kind of in between the House and the Senate.
Yep.
It's just like a big circle there, and so we were on one side.
Yeah, just chatting with folks.
These are great.
We had our flyer kind of talking about the bills that we were focusing in on for the day that we were going over with folks that showed up. It was just like more of the Ledge team chatting.
We had a ton of people stop by.
Yes.
I'm not joking. I think at one point the line wrapped around from where the coffee cart was to like where the Senate doorkeeper sits.
That's legit.
And usually the line is long. It's just that we just can't, we can't keep it up. And we had 2 baristas, like we always do. They were just working up a storm.
They're working a storm. Here we go. This is with the Senator Yoder.
Yep. Oh, those are all our fellows too.
Oh yeah, there we go. That was both current and former.
I think
fellows.
we've shown another picture in the past about it, but I love to highlight
the fellows, good people.
So it really was a productive day. We wanted to thank all the legislators that stopped by to chat with us and our volunteers and all of our community partners that came by. It was pretty perfect.
It was a lovely day, a lovely time,
as
it is every year.
The issues, I know we went over this last week, but we did talk about, here were the things that we were bringing up. Targeted tax relief. So we talked about Senate Bill 1, which we'll talk about here in a minute because there's more to come there. We also were talking about the public-private retirement savings accounts through the treasurer's office that we have been, it used to be Senate Bill 513, but it didn't get a hearing. And we have had the conversations continuing around maybe having a study through the treasurer's office to really help understand how this would work in Indiana. So we spread the word about that. And then House Bill 1174, which is the charges for supervised loans that we are not in favor of. And we are trying to spread the word around not voting for that bill.
Yes. So that was the focus. It was protecting the financial security of Hoosiers is kind of the theme that tied in with our giveaways and the legislation that we're working on. So it was all in all top-notch day, I would say. And thank you once again to our volunteer team or our legislative team that was here. Great group of volunteers working hard. It's a long day.
It is a long day.
And then the rest of the AARP Indiana team. Special shout out to Anna and Emily Gorman, who really kind of stepped up to take a lot of the load off of the 2 of us who have other responsibilities on that day, as well as the rest of the Indiana team, Pam, Mel, Sarah. You all know who you are. So thank you for that as well. Just all in all, good times. Looking forward to next year.
Me too.
All right. Let's talk about some other legislation that was one of them connected to the coffee cart. Another one, or the other 2, we didn't discuss on that day. But let's get started. What's the first one you want to talk about?
House Bill 1297.
Okay.
This one is very familiar to those of you who've been watching or listening to the show. It is the Motor Vehicle Medical Information Program, or as we refer to it, the Yellow Dot Bill. And it was actually heard in committee the morning of the coffee cart. So thank you. And another shout out to Hannah, who is the interim CEO of the Indiana Association for Area Agencies on Aging. She is also with RJL Solutions, and she was kind enough to say our name during committee because we were setting up for our big day. Yeah. I thought I was going to be able to get away. There's no way I could have.
Yeah.
So let's see. It was heard that day. She mentioned why it's so fabulous. It is basically, it is a voluntary program where you can pick it up at the AAAs or your local AAA or the BMV once this bill passes. And you will place a yellow dot in the back of your windshield. And then that will signify to any emergency services that if you need help, if you're in an accident, if you have an adverse reaction while you're driving, they will know to go straight to your glove box to make sure that they understand kind of what your health issues are, what medications you're taking, et cetera.
Yep.
So they can get you the help that you need immediately. And there is obviously big potential that this would save lives.
Love it.
And I think I have not had a chance to go back and watch the committee yet, but Hannah had mentioned that there was some discussion about maybe even having something on your home.
Okay.
So if you have a yellow dot in maybe one of your windows and, on your front door or what have you, they would know to go to your refrigerator, to, whether it's on the front, wherever you would put it, that could also be something if there's EMS coming to your home, which I was like, okay. I don't think that was actually, well, maybe it was. Let me see. Hold for 1 second. Oh, no. I was going to say, was that inserted in committee? I don't think so. But I was just going to look up.
In committee?
I think so. I can give a bigger update next week when I've had a chance to sort of really regroup from the week.
Yeah, I don't know what happened really this week. There's nothing really going on.
Okay. Well, here we go. The vote was 8-0.
Okay.
And
cool.
It doesn't look, yeah, there was an amendment.
Okay.
But the amendment doesn't look like what we were talking about. It was just like a small fix, I think. So we'll get back to that.
Stay tuned, as they say.
Yes. Yes. And yes. Okay,
All right,
I think that covers it. So thanks again to Hannah for helping cover us on our legislative day. And we're really excited about this bill. We also have told legislators that we would be part of getting the word out and educating folks on what this program is.
Cool.
Alongside the AAAs. So
love it.
Okay,
what's next?
Senate Bill 1. And Anna might have to do several banners during this one. So let's back up for a second. Senate Bill 1 started obviously in the Senate. It became the large property tax bill that amended several other bills into it, including the bill that we were supportive of, which was Senate Bill 6, which was the deferral program. So that ended up in Senate Bill 1. Well, then Senate Bill 1 moved over to the House. They heard it last week.
Okay.
If you remember, we were not able to testify during that either, but Gina from Habitat covered us because we wanted to say that we supported the deferral program. Okay, so they held a huge hearing last week. It lasted forever. And they held it because this week, Chairman Thompson had mentioned that they were going to basically turn Senate Bill 1 into House Bill 1402.
Okay, and House Bill 1402
is Chairman Thompson's bill that did not get a hearing during the first half. It is a property tax bill that he believes is another option besides what is in Senate Bill 1. But 1402 was not heard. So he is trying to turn Senate Bill 1 into 1402.
Okay.
Now, there was also a lot of discussion around 1402. The way AARP policy works is we believe in targeted property tax relief. So 1402, we were monitoring, but did not necessarily have a position on it. We were just listening to what was in it. And so we did not testify, but did listen to the testimony. Now, with that being said, I think there was a lot of things that folks had to comment on. They commented on the business personal property tax language that's in there. They commented on the fact that really for the homeowner deduction portion, it would essentially the current homeowner deduction would be phased out and then replaced. So I think while there is some concern that among legislators and some organizations that this does not necessarily provide direct relief for taxpayers, as much as it would is just cut down on the increasing of property taxes overall.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I think it does.
So one of the quotes, and again, I'm going to give a shout out to the Capitol Chronicle because they always very much take large groups of information and very much put it into something that's digestible. So after the entire committee yesterday, Whitney posted a fantastic article about what went down. Basically, she wrote in her article that while Thompson's plan tackled many of the factors and simplified the overall process, because our tax process is super complicated.
Yeah, absolutely.
She commented that direct relief for taxpayers would be small and instead focused on decreasing projected increases. So it still, as even Chairman Thompson, who was up in front talking about his bill for over an hour, getting questioned about it, it essentially just lowers how fast our increase has been happening,
Okay.
which is, to his point, is relief.
Yeah.
Because your property taxes would not increase as much as they were going to.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
He keeps saying, if we keep what we've got to expect the same result. So he really is trying to sort of look at the structure and not necessarily put ways to relieve property taxes in there, just a way to stop the growth.
Okay. Well,
I think. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm explaining this correctly. So I want to also say this is a new proposal. Well, so we had the governor's proposal, which essentially was originally Senate Bill 1.
Okay.
Then we had what the Senate turned Senate Bill 1 into, which was their version of what they wanted that property taxes to look like.
Okay.
And now we have this third one that is the House, essentially Chairman Thompson's version of another proposal.
Okay.
And what's funny is Whitney commented that Braun's version was 46 pages. The Senate's version was 91 pages. Thompson's is 228.
So it just keeps on getting bigger.
But you have to realize he really is working.
He's doing more of
a comprehensive overhaul of the system. So it's not really, just piling on. How do we keep giving relief? It's like, wait, how can we make this less complicated? And maybe keep out some of these other things that were in Senate Bill 1 to provide the relief and other programs that did that instead of looking at the entire system.
Okay.
Okay. So I think there's just a couple more things. Let's see. Okay. The other thing Chairman Thompson said yesterday was that his committee would introduce another property tax plan in the coming weeks. So there's yet another property tax.
So there's going to be a fourth one.
I think.
Okay.
But just like always, just know this is not going to be there is going to be discussion after discussion after discussion until the very end of session.
This is the thing. This will be the last thing that gets done at the end of April.
Yes. So if you, Whitney then kind of dove into the differences between how Governor Braun's proposal really took money away from local communities and tried to readjust it that way. The Senate property tax proposal, she kind of compared all three of these and what that monetary amount looked like for local governments. It was pretty cool. So if you're interested in trying to get a quick rundown, I would
highly recommend
send you
it
to the Capitol Chronicle article.
You should,
because it was what? Yeah, it was several hours yesterday.
So it's always a long hearing.
Yeah.
When those bills are getting heard.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's property taxes. And I think that is really it for legislation for the week that we were kind of touching base on.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was the other thing we forgot to talk about. Things have been a little slow rolling it.
Yeah.
I think they kind of get to this point where they're playing chicken.
Yeah.
You're not going to hear some of our bills. We're not going to hear some of your bills until you start hearing some of ours.
Some gamesmanship happening between the House and the Senate, which is always fun theater to watch.
Because, as we talked about during the first half, we have a lot of bills that are still out there that are not getting a hearing right now. So we're working on that.
We are indeed.
Okay. I think that's it.
What is next? That something that was just happened today that we attended.
Yes, we went over and attended Prosperity Indiana as in collaboration with the Hoosier Housing Needs Coalition.
Yep.
And they released a new housing report. And sorry, I was just going to look up that. Is this it?
I think that's it.
This is the new one today.
Yeah. Just came out.
I didn't see that. Okay. So it's called The Gap, Indiana. Hoosier renters face a dire shortage of affordable homes and high cost burdens amid unprecedented attacks on housing assistance. So it just basically was a lot of data about what our housing landscape looks like, because there is not enough. One, there's not enough of it. It's not affordable. And we are just looking for ways to try to go about taking care of some of these things. So I think at the end of the day, the big message was that they are asking the governor to create a housing,
like a task
I say
force or
task
something.
force. Yeah, I was gonna say
Committee.
Yeah, that's not right. Yes, it's more of a task force, just to
Okay.
kind of continue to talk about these, elevate these issues, and figure out what we're going to do about them. But yes, the report and findings from The Gap, a shortage of affordable homes, comes amid unprecedented attacks on federal housing assistance programs and the agencies that administer them. So this was the full report can be found on housingforhoosiers.org. And yeah. I think that's,
check it out.
Yeah, I honestly, I need to dive a lot deeper into it as well. But we are a member of the Hoosier Housing Needs Coalition and work very closely with Prosperity in Indiana as a community partner. So just wanted to highlight that, and thank you so much for bringing that to everyone's attention this morning.
Yeah, it was a lot of great data, and it highlights the challenges that Indiana has in this space.
Well, because, and we can talk more about this later. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up this picture, because in the report that was released, I believe last year, it talks about who are Indiana's most vulnerable renters. And last year, I think he said they consider part of their pie table, seniors are listed on there. And I think he said last year it was 21% of the pie of low-income renter households, and seniors has now jumped to 30% of that piece of the pie.
Really shows the importance of these issues around housing, especially for older adults in our state.
So just wanted to highlight that.
Well, shout out then to Prosperity Indiana and the team there for the work that they did in putting this together.
The report was actually produced by Prosperity Indiana and the National Low Income Housing Coalition. I didn't want to forget to mention their name. Okay.
Awesome.
Yes.
Good work. Check it out and learn some more about what Hoosiers are facing across the state.
Yep.
Okay. What's next? I think we got a little ran into a friend at the State House that hadn't seen in a hot minute.
David, I'm giving you a shout out on the show because I haven't seen him forever. He has a new position. He used to be with the Alzheimer's Association, but has gone back to run the JCRC.
Yeah.
So I think he said he's been there since September. I should know this. But he has just, it was just so great. We were walking, trying to find some other folks after the press conference, and there he was.
Yeah, it was good catching up. Good dude.
In the wild. I was like,
dude.
What is happening?
Always good to see him.
Gave you a shout out on the show, David.
Yeah, I think he's been always wanting to be on.
Has he?
I don't know.
Well,
now look, he made it to the 100th. The big one. Look at that.
I forgot. So he should feel pretty special.
He should feel pretty special.
Okay.
And it's because he is pretty special.
Exactly.
Not that anybody else who hasn't been on the show isn't special. You all are.
Yeah, you better correct that
I cherish
real fast.
all of you, and we'll try to get as many of you on the show as possible.
Yes.
In some way, shape, or form.
We do have some folks coming up.
Yeah, we got some folks coming up.
Well, I wouldn't say we've done pretty well because I don't think we've had anybody on.
Okay.
We were going to, and then sickness took over.
Yeah, not this.
When did we have people on here at all?
Oh, previous seasons, we've had some folks on.
Oh, one.
Really?
Andy.
We had we had our Indigo friends on one time. And
that was virtual.
This was like back in the pandemic days and stuff like that.
That's right, we did. Okay, you're right.
We're gonna look. There's gonna be some more guests coming on the show, maybe some new segments that are gonna introduce here in the second half. And as we get post 100th episode, we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
All right. And now we are coming to literally, it is everybody's favorite part of the show. And it may be getting a spinoff. I don't know.
A spinoff?
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I just want to see what
you
see
mean
her reaction.
her own
She'll get her own show. Maybe.
Of just fast facts. How many facts do you think she could do in a
we'll make it like a short. It'll be like 2 minutes.
Oh, like a trivia.
Look, we're workshopping stuff here during the show.
I don't want her to have her own show because then she can't be on this one.
Oh, she can still be on this.
She'll do both?
Yeah, why not? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I'm down.
We'll talk about it.
Also,
it literally is people's favorite part of the show now.
It is my mom's too.
Ah,
Michelle.
Shout out to Michelle.
She does. She digs it.
She's a big fan.
Yeah, she told
She's
me.
a big fan of the show.
I mean, she told me she's a big fan of Anna's Fast Facts.
Yeah, who isn't?
She thinks it's really great because we get to learn things.
Because
I mean, she's probably embarrassed because her daughter doesn't know any.
I don't believe that for a second.
It's recorded.
Well, I
know
don't.
that.
I don't think she's embarrassed.
Well, I see what you're saying. I mean, I am most of the time. Hopefully it just makes her laugh.
Yeah,
but.
I mean, look, there's some shame there on my end as well.
Okay.
So let's get into it. It's Fast Facts with Anna. Anna, welcome back.
Hello.
Hi, Anna.
Always good to have you. Obviously, as we said, it is the favorite segment of the show of not only just the audience, and family members love that part of the show.
Love to hear it.
Yeah, that's great. First of all, let's put the scoreboard on.
Oh, yes.
Look at that. I'm in the lead with a 4.5.
Yes, you got bonus
halves.
points
We did
last week.
halves.
Oh, that's right, because you didn't take the multiple choice.
I did not take the multiple choice option.
I did tell my mother. I said I didn't think it was fair because I had to use the multiple choice and you didn't. So she was like, "That was fair."
Half a point.
Yeah.
I think that looks good. So it feels good to be temporarily in the lead. We'll see how long that lasts.
And that still stands for today. If you don't want to use your multiple choice, you can get your half-point bonus.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
I'm gonna always need the multiple choice.
The evolvement of this has been fantastic.
So this week we're gonna do 2 again because it's coffee for the coffee cart and for 100 episodes. There's a little podcast themed question / history themed question.
Okay.
So we'll see how you guys do.
All right, let's see it.
So question 1: What country consumes the most coffee in the world per capita?
Are you going to do multiple choice or are you going to guess one?
But I can't look at yours, so keep yours to yourself.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
My father would be very disappointed in me right now.
Also not true.
Well, because I should know this. I just feel like after I've had to stop drinking coffee, my coffee knowledge has gone out the window. I'm going to need multiple choice.
Okay. I think I'm going to take a stab at it.
Wait. How do we do this without me knowing so that I don't guess the same thing? Can he has one.
I have one written down.
Can you do the multiple choice? Then you also do the multiple choice. But if it wasn't right.
I'll just say I got it wrong.
But I'm saying you wrote it down though, right?
I did.
Okay, so you wrote down without multiple choice. But now when the multiple choice comes, write down if it's not in there.
Oh.
So then
I can still get a half.
Well, I feel like that's
what we did not last week. We said if you do it without the multiple choice, you got the half-point bonus, but you're not allowed to change your answer. So it's all or nothing.
So this is all or nothing. I'm all in.
It's 1.5 or none.
Oh.
Let's give Amber her multiple choices.
All right. United States,
I'm
Finland,
out. I got it wrong.
Germany,
Got it wrong.
Canada.
You got a chance to take the lead.
Do you know that, by the way, I was not thinking of any of that multiple choice.
Love that.
Any of that multiple choice. That's not even correct verbiage. Okay. I'm not using the right thing. I would say I did not think it was. Oh my.
JT, do you want to tell us what you did put?
I put France.
Ooh.
Thought that was like maybe,
I absolutely would not have said that either.
I don't know. Here we go.
I have no idea.
Let's go. What are we doing?
I'm going to choose. I don't know this. I'm going to totally get it wrong. Let's go with. I don't think it's the United States or Canada.
Okay.
So I'm with Finland or Germany, and I'm going to go with Finland.
Okay.
Final answer, Finland.
Lock it in.
Yeah, I'm going to lock it in.
It's Finland.
Look at that. Good work.
So I kind of lied. There's actually 2.5 questions. There's the bonus for this question.
Oh, okay.
Wow,
So
okay.
I can get like half here.
It's gonna be Price is Right. Closest without going over will get the bonus point. So on average, how many cups of coffee does a Finn drink in their lifetime?
Oh, in their lifetime?
As the highest consumers per capita of coffee in the world. Closest without going over. Price is Right rules.
Okay.
Can I use
Here we go. I'm gonna use a calculator here.
Sure.
Let's get this out here. Let's do some.
Let's see.
I think this takes a little knowledge of how many cups per day do you think they drink and how long do you think they live?
Well, math is not my strong suit, so this is going to really be terrible.
All right. I got mine.
That was quick.
Calculators are awesome, I think. I don't know. I don't know. We're talking about fins, though.
Fins.
The fins. I think.
I did have to check myself when I created this slide because I had to make sure that they are called fins. And they are.
I was going to ask you about that.
They are.
I figured you had already checked that. Okay.
We have our numbers.
As close without going over.
Yes,
Yep.
you can't go over. So it could be no points for anybody if you both go over. All right.
Do we want to put in? I'm going to put mine in the chat.
Why? No, we can just say it.
You can say it?
I just
Okay.
haven't written mine down yet. Hold,
All right.
Please hold.
Okay.
All right. Let's hear them.
85,000.
I'm way off. He's going to get it.
No. I don't
You
think
lowballed it. I said 182,000.
All right. And the answer is 84,000.
Cheated. How did you
But
get
close. All right. Look.
But you went over, so no points.
No
for
points. I
anybody.
went over. No, I'm going to get out of here with that high five garbage.
But that was close. That was really
I
close.
How
almost-
many cups of coffee did you
I
think they
went-
drank?
I went 3 cups a day.
Oh, I went 6.
And I think the Finns lived about 78-ish for.
I did like 85.
I feel like their life expectancy is pretty high.
Well, that's why I went 85.
Yeah, that's why you get the big numbers.
Believe the stat I saw was they drink on average 3.7 cups per day.
Oh, I was way over.
Wow, I was close.
That's very
Look,
close.
that's as good as the loss is going to feel.
Here's
I'll tell
the
you that.
thing. For being the largest producer of coffee, 3 cups of coffee isn't that much.
I mean, it's not. It's not.
So I was thinking like it would be like, whoa, they drink like 6 cups because it's so delicious.
But I mean, I don't
It's
know,
an
'cause-
average,
Yeah,
to be fair.
it's because it's a smaller population.
Oh, right.
All right, but hey, you
I'm
still got a point
glad
though.
You didn't get it. Because you were so close. I can't
So
believe
close.
it.
I would have got those.
That is
I would have won the showcase showdown
that's
almost.
pretty
Almost.
impressive.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. So,
So
this
close.
next question, in honor of the 100th episode, is brought to you from State Director Sarah.
Oh.
She gave me some historical things that you guys have done over the years with legislation.
Okay.
Oh no. I'm gonna get this wrong.
So, what does the acronym HERO
Oh,
stand for? And this was the name that you guys created for your first work and save bill. Do you remember what HERO stands for? We both started writing pretty quick, so that makes me feel confident about this.
No, because here's the thing. If the word isn't exactly correct, do you still get it? Well, you'll see. what
It's
I'm
up
saying.
to-
Wait, is this multiple choice?
Nope. It's not.
I want to state for the record, I was not part of the AARP team when this was happening.
But you've heard us talk about it.
I think so, yes.
I'm gonna think that Sarah gave this so that I would get it right and get a point about
So
it.
that's fine. That's fine.
Thank you, Sarah. Except for I don't think I'm gonna get it right. It's because I think it depends on how.
Do we want to take this word by word? Or
One word at a time.
I'm
One
ready
word at a
yet.
time?
Hold
Okay.
on.
That means I might also need to pull this up
I think I'm
again.
good.
You
No,
think
don't
you're
go
good?
word by
No,
word.
we're not going to go word by word.
Okay.
We're just going to say it. Okay.
Are you going first?
Yeah, sure.
What if we both get it?
We'll give you points, each point.
Oh, okay.
Because,
Still in the lead.
yeah, you'd still be in the lead. Let's hear them.
Hoosier employee retirement option.
That's what I had.
So we're going with Hoosier employee retirement option.
Yes.
Because, see, this is where the wording can get.
Is it employer?
No,
It's employee.
it's got to be employee.
I think so.
You ready?
Retirement. It could have an S here.
Okay. I think
I
if you
don't think it does.
options, I think it's
I don't
close
think it-
enough.
I-
I think we'll
Agree.
go
Oh,
with that.
okay. Then
Okay.
we're going to lock
Let's
it
do
in.
it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Hoosier Employee Retirement Option.
Good job. Good
Good
job.
job.
Thank you, Sarah. That's a throwback.
That is a throwback.
Because the hero bill is actually what Senate Bill 513 that we've been working on. Because if you remember in Senate Bill 513, it's called the Hoosier Crossroads Retirement Program. And we called it way back in the day. It was like, you need a hero. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a jam too.
I almost
by the
started
way.
singing the song.
It's from
That'll be 2
Footloose.
weeks in a row if you want to sing.
You know,
This one would not be. It'd be very.
I love that movie.
It's great.
Yeah.
I have got to stop using the word.
We're going to have to
Give me
get you a
another word.
thesaurus.
Think of another word. Okay. But hero, that was a great throwback. Thank you, Sarah.
All right, so
Anna, thank you.
That sounds like now you're up because you got 2 points. I only got 1.
Yeah.
And so
we're
now
6 to 5.5.
6 to 5.5.
I am beating you on the 100th episode.
Feels great, I'm sure.
I know that word. You know what? Okay.
All
That
right.
was so fun.
That was a good one. Thank you,
Thank
Anna.
you.
You're
so
welcome.
much.
We will keep rolling out some fun history trivia
Perfect.
in the next couple episodes.
Yeah, I think we're gonna keep this 100 celebration,
Yeah.
rolling.
We're gonna keep it up for a little bit.
I don't know if we're gonna keep that up, but
Oh.
we'll keep on, as we get into the, we're in triple digits now. It's
Yeah.
kind of cool. We want to highlight some things. All right, Anna, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Wait, don't go
Oh,
away, Anna. I also have to give a shout out because there was something that happened during the Monday's Ledge team that Anna and everyone presented me with these balloons, and then she also made homemade
I think we
cupcakes.
We
the
can-
cupcakes, and
Were
then we
they
also
in
there was
there?
a video. There was a video that we
Was she played
showed.
it?
No, she didn't play it, but she can put it up there right now. We can look at that. So this was a little congrats on
Oh, I thought
100
you were saying,
episode.
but you didn't see they wouldn't have known she made me cupcakes.
That's
though.
true.
True.
They wouldn't have
yeah.
known that. So
Yeah.
we had some of our volunteers that offered congratulations on 100th episode. It was very sweet. It was good stuff.
absolutely
It was good stuff.
amazing.
So I mean, you can at some point that's going to show up somewhere, and I think you'll see like we had
Dr.
Crowder.
Crowder.
It was very sweet
Kate.
of them to take some time to say some nice things about you and us and the show. It was wonderful.
And we
Completely
will
unexpected.
share that eventually with everybody. So
Okay.
they can see
We'll
it.
let some folks take a look at that at some point in time. So stay tuned on that.
But I did want to say thank you to you, Anna, before
You're
you
very
left,
welcome.
because I didn't get a chance to tell everybody how great it was on Monday, and then moving into our 100th episode. And anyway, they were the Funfetti Confetti cupcakes. They were gluten-free and mostly dairy-free for the icing. I mean, she put a lot of thought into them. so
Look,
thank you, Anna.
I had a couple of them. And
They were delicious.
They were very delicious.
They were
Super
really good.
tasty.
They were really good.
You couldn't even tell
Nice
that
work.
they were.
I was impressed with myself.
Nice work.
To be honest.
Yay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
Okay.
See you next week.
See
Yep.
ya.
All right. Well,
That was.
anything else?
I almost said the
You almost
G
said great again.
word. I didn't say it. You were not supposed to say it.
Well, okay. Well, I think anything else you want to say?
This has just been a very interesting journey.
It has been a journey indeed. Let's hope it. Look, it's been great thus far.
I am going to ban that word from being used.
It's I've enjoyed my time in all seriousness.
In all
Seriously.
seriousness.
Look, words are hard. In general, like 100 episodes
There you
in,
go.
still struggling over words. I just appreciate the hard work that you do.
Appreciate you.
And for all of those that are watching, stick around because we got a couple of videos that are going to be at the after we wrap it up here. So take a look at that. Make sure you stay to the end. A lot of good stuff. And we will see you next time on The Legislative Director talking about legislative things. She's got the surprise face because she doesn't know what's coming. We'll see you then. What is going on, everybody? Look, we have a special segment that we're doing today in honor of the big 100th episode of this show. And I could think of no better people to bring in to get a little peek behind the curtain that is Amber Marr than Ma and Pa Marr Michelle and John Marr, how are you? Thank you for joining me.
Good. We're glad to be here.
It's so good I've heard so much about you. And I love this opportunity where we're going to get to kind of talk a little bit about Amber without her here. So we're going to get to kind of maybe embarrass her a little bit, and she's not going to be here to give me dirty looks and whatnot. So that's great. I'm quite excited. So I guess the first question I have for you is, are you surprised that Amber even, I guess, agreed to do this show, and the fact that we're now like 100 episodes in?
Well, I would say yes and no, because I kind of remember when this all started, and she goes, there was no way I was going to do this. I did not want to do it. She goes, but Jason has a way of talking me into things. And he's like, he can make it sound like it's really something that I should do, that's going to be fun. And she said, and then I thought, oh, what the heck, I'm going to do it. But I remember her hesitation because she felt like it was a huge commitment. And once she started doing it, I think she loved it. So, I just think it was one of those things that once you discussed it a little bit more with her and she got to think about it, plus she does like to talk. And so I think it was a natural thing when she got going on it, Yeah.
Well, and Jason, you help guide her along too. So when you give her an opportunity to talk about the important things of the legislation, I think that's really where she thrives too.
Yeah, I think she is, fantastic on that front, in that she really knows her stuff. And then I get to just play like the wacky game show host, of not really knowing things, and she can kind of explain things further. So here's a question for you that's maybe kind of a throwback to her as she was growing up. So Amber's a bit of a force of nature now. When she was growing up, like, was there a moment that you remember where you were just like, you guys looked at each other and were just like, I think we're in trouble with this one?
It was every moment. I think she was she's the middle child, as she will probably tell you constantly. But I do remember, even when I was pregnant with her, I was just like, this baby is just doing somersaults nonstop and making me sick. So I'm like, if that's any indication of her activity level when she's born, and yes, it was. I mean, she was the one that was climbing before she was walking, and she was walking before any of the other kids did. So I was like, okay, we're in trouble. I think when I took her to the park as a room mother for Quincy, when his class was there and mothers brought their kids if they were going to help out, the teacher looked at me and she said, you mean to tell me you brought Amber in white pants to the park? She goes, I've seen Amber in action, and she's not going to stay in those white pants clean for more than 5 minutes. And I'm like, you're right. And as far as school, she was like the social butterfly as she is now. She wanted to talk all the time. She wanted to talk to everybody. She didn't really have like just groups of people that she was not a cliquey person. She wanted to be friends with everybody across the board, regardless. And I remember probably second grade, we got a report card, and she had a lot of check marks where it was like, does not talk in class, does not bother other people, all those kinds of things. So when we went to parent-teacher conferences, the teacher brought it up again. I'm just always talking. And I said, you know what? I said, we apologize, but we can't do anything about it. She's going to talk and talk and talk. So we basically said, if you can figure out a way to get her to stop talking, good luck. But she's going to be talking all the time. And she really was. So hence, it has worked out for her to have to talk a lot in her career. And she does it all the time. So
Jason, I remember when we brought Amber home from the hospital. So she's just days old, and she's in a bassinet. And I went in to look at her in the living room, and she was up on her elbows looking over the top of the bassinet. And I went into Michelle and said, is she supposed to be doing that?
I said, no, but yet she is.
So much of this is tracking right now for kind of what that's pretty great to know. And really not, like I said, that tracks. It's not surprising at all. So you've kind of touched on it, like we've touched on it a little bit, but you think her on-screen persona, if you will, is pretty much what you see on screen is who Amber is outside of it. Is that, is that 100%. A correct statement?
Yeah.
What you see is what you get, and you ain't seen nothing yet, as they say. But no, Amber is, well, I think probably the best word other than transparent. She's authentic. I mean, everything you see about Amber is really the way she is. And I think that's what's interesting, because a lot of times I hear parents say, well, I don't know what my kids are doing, or they don't talk to me about anything. And, we don't hear anything from them. Amber's the exact opposite. We always know the funny parts, the stuff she goes through, or how she feels about something. You don't ever have to worry about how Amber feels, because she's going to tell you exactly how she feels about anything.
Yep,
she doesn't hold back
absolutely.
those kinds of things.
Yeah,
So-
I may have been on the receiving end of some of that stuff, but it's all and that's kind of good for folks, because obviously I'm a little goofy on the show, and some of that is real, most of it's real, but I do think I know a little bit more than I let on sometimes, but at the same time, Amber is always kind of, I agree with that completely. A genuine, real is a perfect description of how she is on that show, and just in general. So we've also kind of touched a little bit on this. Is just what is something else that, and this is probably a long list, is what makes her kind of so special for not only the work that she's doing, but just kind of as a person, because she seems to have this deep well of, I guess, caring for people, which is probably why she's so good at the work that she does. And I'm assuming that manifested itself quite early as well.
Amber has always been like that. She's always been there to help somebody, or she's, pulling for the underdog, or also like seeking justice, or I don't know, people looking through a different lens at others. Because one thing she did as a senior in high school, because I know that this shocked everyone, Amber got her tongue pierced, and the principal about hit the roof. And Amber said, I couldn't wait to see his expression on his face, because she had a really good working relationship with the principal, and she was a good student and all around athlete and all those good things. So when she walked into the office and he's just like, I don't even know what to say. She goes, well, that's exactly the response I wanted you to have, because you always think that the people with all the piercings are maybe the unlikely students to succeed, or the ones that are in trouble. She goes, and I wanted to show you that somebody that you think differently of, that you wouldn't expect it, doesn't change who I am. So it was like a shocking thing. That's why she got it done. And when she first wanted to get her tongue pierced, I did not know she had an ulterior motive. I was just thinking, why in the world? But she asked our permission. That's another thing about Amber. She could have gotten it done. She was old enough to do it on her own, but she asked our permission. And then when we found out the underlying real reason, I was like, wow, that was quite a statement that she wanted to pull off there, for the principal at the high school. So she always had this ability to kind of skate between the rules also. And because she always had a purpose to a point to prove, I think. And she did it quite well. So I think her caring, her compassion, she wants everyone to be included. And she really does care about people, and her constituents are her main focus at all times, I feel.
Amber makes relationships really easily and very quickly, and they mean a lot to her. She likes to stay in touch with them too. Jason, one of the stories when she was little is Michelle used to run the Sunday school program at the church that we went to. And once in a while, Amber and I would skip out of the Sunday school part, and I would take her to a donut shop.
Right across the street from the church.
Nice.
And when we were at the donut shop, Amber's probably 3 or 4 years old. And we would go in, and she would sit with all the old guys that were having coffee and donuts, and they'd call her over to sit with them. So when we would go, she wouldn't sit with me, she'd sit with them.
Just making instant friends.
Absolutely.
First of all, this has been fantastic, because this is so much is connecting here, and I think we may have to make this kind of like a regular thing.
The revelations.
We'll just reoccurring guests on the show, I think, is in your future. I hope that's okay. So I think is there anything else that you would want to say around, this is, the 100th episode. It's been, look, not all of them have been great. And it took a while for us to kind of find our footing doing this. And, I'm sure there's going to be times in the future where we're going to change things up and whatnot. But all in all, any message that you would want to give to Amber about just this show, and then I guess just her in general, because I mean, I'm sure these are things that you tell her all the time.
Right.
But just anything you would want to say to Amber when she eventually sees this, much to her surprise.
Well, I think just basically, Amber, we're so proud of you because you've pursued a career that maybe wasn't exactly what you expected, but it embodies everything you stand for. I mean, helping people, being there for them, finding a way through things, wanting to be with them in their struggles. Because I remember when you told me about the whole transportation issue in Indianapolis, and then you were going to ride the bus schedule to see how long it took you to get to work. And I remember thinking, oh, wow, this is going to be terrible. The rain and all these things. How are you going to do this? And you were just determined to do it. So we're always proud of you when you go the extra mile for other people, because that's what you've always done. And you're always here for us and for your family, for all of your friends. And I know how much Jason has meant in all of this, all these episodes, and getting us to watch, the legislative director talking about legislative things. It's been an awesome experience. And so we're just really proud of you, and we're glad that you've made it to the 100th episode. And knowing how sometimes you're kind of, stuck on things to finish, maybe you'll go another 100. This might just keep on going and going. Who knows? So anyway, congratulations to both you and Jason. And we've had a blast watching them, and I know you guys have a good time with it. So that's the important thing, because I know a sense of humor goes a long way. And you and Jason both have a good sense of humor. So congratulations to you and to Jason, and keep them coming. We've had a great time.
Yeah, we're real proud of you, Amber. We love you. And Jason, I'm holding out for the 1,000th episode.
Look, we'll keep it rolling as long as Amber will continue cranking out this content. We're going to keep on putting it up there. She's a good sport. And so I thank you both so much. I think just, chatting with you today, also I got to say kudos to both of you to help make Amber who she is today. I think the fact that she's doing all this work is a true testament to the two of you as well. So I should thank you as well for allowing us and other people out there that watch the show, or just people at the State House, to get to experience one Amber more. So I appreciate you both for that, and appreciate you taking the time today to chat with me. And we'll hopefully keep these episodes coming.
Okay, Jason, thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll talk again soon.
Okay, take
Thanks,
care.
Jason.
Bye-bye.
Bye.